That's just hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and Joe Bear in the house. It's Friday night and I just got paid. Actually, I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid. Actually, I didn't get paid. But it is Friday night, and I want to thank you guys for being here, as always, part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up, guys. Wake up. There we go. And let me start off by saying to the trolls, the haters, and the jackasses.
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Okay. Now somebody in there, somebody earlier in the chat. Now E2 is late today. He's so late that he ain't gonna show up tonight. He's got to take care of being a daddy. So shout out to E2 being a father. Oh my God. Is that an East Side Harold? Ass and face. What's up? How's you living down there in the Texans? Wait. Do I see Miss Anita Applebaum? What's up, Miss Anita? How you doing? Miss Anita? Actually, it's not cut. Noah, well, all it is, it's just wet with some conditioner in it. This shit is still crazy. It's crazy. There's static. Hold on. Let me turn it off and try it again. Hang on. There. Hopefully is static gone. Wait a minute. Let me double check. Let me check. Is it gone? Is the static gone? Is it gone now? Is it gone? Is it left the building? The static. I don't hear any static. Is it still there? Still there. Yes. No. Because I move some stuff around. Sometimes I pull on the wires and you get a little, just a little. Is that it? No, it's still there. Yeah, you can hear a little. Oh, you know what you probably hear? Oh. I bet you I know what you hear. It's the fire. Let me turn off the fire. It's probably that. I like having the fire going. Let's see if that was it. It probably was that. You know, we'll turn the fire off for the Eagles. Is that it? That's probably it. That's probably it. You were hearing it. It's basically gone. Yeah, well, you know, it's when you get that Eagles trash out of here. It's actually like a Halloween pumpkin light. So it's like it spins in there. It spins in there. It makes the noise, but it lights up and makes the fire look like it's, you know, really on fire. Okay, so forgive me. I'm just trying to do some special effects, and you know I'm special. So Robert, how you doing? Jeremy, Cowboys up north, what's up? Let me say one thing. If you are a channel member, okay, channel members, Cowboys up north, especially you, buddy, because you got that Dak Prescott autograph shirt. We're doing something special for our quarterback. So go to the community tab and read the post for the paid members only, okay? And I need you to do this by tomorrow at 12, okay? I need you guys to do this. And I see the super chat there. Thank you very much, man, for the super chat. What we're going to do about the super chat tonight, because I don't have E2 Blue in the house, I'm going to go through after the stream, get everybody's name. I'm going to put you in there. This is your video, dude? Artful Maestro, yeah. Maestro, it got to be too. I just got people sending me clips. And I'm just going to put them all together just like I do the shot glass. I'm just going to keep it simple because I actually have to get it to Uncle Philip tomorrow because he's actually going to see Dak. He's driving to Dallas tomorrow, and I got to get it done. So I just kind of just doing it, just real quick. I mean, just doing it simple. I'm just doing something simple, you know. But Artful. I do want to get you to do some stuff for me. It's just there's so much stuff, and I've been like running around. I literally have driven 300 miles today. 300 miles. I haven't had dinner and everything else, and it's just like, you know what? I can just throw this. I'll just throw this together and just keep it real simple. And Miss Anita. Oh, there we go, Miss Anita. Andy Dalton looks like Canelo. I don't know who Canelo is. I don't know who Canelo is, but okay. So we have a reinvention of Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, okay? Andy Dalton, all of a sudden, everybody is on the Andy Dalton train. Okay, now let me make something perfectly clear here, because I know what's gonna happen. People gonna say you're hating on Andy Dalton, and I'm not hating on Andy Dalton. No. But expectations are the building blocks of resentment. Okay, and I understand when you have expectations that are up here and they go here, then you're disappointed. For example, let me give you the perfect example. If I go to somebody's house, like Monday, I got to go to this guy's house because they got a shower drain up bottom that's leaking. We got to rip out all the tile. We got to put a new drain pan in, redo the tile and everything else. And if I say to him, hey, man, it's going to take me 2 weeks to do the job. Just say, cool. That's cool. And let's say because of COVID or something like that, it takes me longer to get the tile, or, something happens and it takes me 3 weeks. Because he's expecting it in 2 weeks, he's going to say, hey, man, you said it was going to be 2 weeks. Okay, so ran into some problems. But if I go to him and say, hey, man, hey, bro, it's going to take me 4 weeks to do this. Okay. And I do it in 3, guess what? I'm a hero now because the expectations weren't so high. Now, we're being set up because here's what you got from the cow turd. The cow turd is setting us up. He says, you know what? Don't expect the Dallas Cowboys offense to drop off, because you look at Andy Dalton's first 4 years in the NFL and Dak Prescott, the numbers are similar. So he's going to be able to do the exact same thing, which is a true statement. It's a true statement. However, here's the problem. What have you done for me lately? Did I miss some of the ladies? Ladies' night. Okay. As Janet Jackson would say. And unfortunately, the last 4 years haven't been as good as the first 4. I'm not saying, so stop getting pissed at me. Stop getting pissed at me. I'm not saying Andy Dalton's not a good quarterback, because Andy Dalton is a good quarterback. Andy Dalton right now is the best quarterback in the NFC East. Eagle fans are pissed off that I say that. But honestly, Andy Dalton's the best quarterback in the NFC East. Look, Danny Dimes, are you kidding me? Danny Dimes. Are we really going to think that Danny Dimes is better than Andy Dalton? No. Kyle Allen for the Washington football no-names? They're better off without a name. Or Alex Smith, who hasn't really played, right? Up. There you go, Lo. Are we going to say that Alex Smith? I say Kyle Allen and Alex Smith put together, they had 78 yards. You going to say that's better than what you got with Andy Dalton? No. And then we got Carson. Carson Wentz. Are we going to say Carson Wentz right now is better than Andy Dalton? No. So we actually have the best quarterback in the division. Oh, no. Hold on. Wait. You logging? No, come back here. Hold on. Wait, let me get the chat back here. Josh C. First of all, Josh C. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, well, wrong one. Damn. That's not the one. Josh C. You came in here, first of all, because you're a Dak Prescott hater. You came in here and said, Mark Holmes, every time he says Dak Prescott, if I get $1, I could get a truck. Well, maybe if you got your ass out and work, you get a damn new truck your damn self, okay? Don't come in here on my channel, in my house, shitting on my floor, okay? Don't do that. I'm not bashing on Andy Dalton. What I'm trying to do is put the expectations out there, because all of a sudden everybody thinks that Andy Dalton is Tom Brady. And I'm trying to go ahead and put this out here, because the reality is our offense won't change a whole lot with Andy Dalton. It won't. It's going to run the football more, But if you honestly think that Andy Dalton is exactly the same as Dak, it's not. You're not going to do quarterback draws. You're not going to do run-pass options so much. You're going to run the football more, which is fine, which is part of the problem for the Dallas Cowboys. We throw the football too damn much. But the reality is, and Josh, see, if you feel like it, buddy, if you don't like what I'm serving up in here, feel free to log off, okay? I am Mark Holmes. I'm 55 years old, which means I'm old, I'm cranky, and I'm very opinionated. So understand, when you come in here, I got my opinions, okay? What I'm doing is I'm standing on my front porch and I'm telling you, get your ass off my lawn, okay? All right? Now, you understand. That's okay. You know, I know Lola, I know I gave him exactly what, because that's why he came in here, because.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
It's all good. It's all good. If that makes him feel happy, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But here's the problem for the Cowboys. I said this earlier, and people are like, oh, man, because I had another one of these trolls up in here. I want you to understand, if our defense does not do better, it doesn't matter who we have a quarterback. It honestly does not matter who we have at quarterback. Is it Miss Anita's birthday? Whoa. Did I see happy birthday, Anita? Anita. Miss Anita, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. I know it's awful. I know it's awful, but that's the best I can do, okay? I know Stevie Wonder, but, you know, I tried. But here's the thing. You cannot give up 36 points a game. And I want to tell you how bad, wait. How bad has our Dallas Cowboys defense been? Oh my God. I want you to listen to this, because this is actually crazy to even think about it. The Dallas Cowboys defense has given up 180 points on the season, right? Okay. How good are you guys at math? How good are you guys at math? Okay. All right. Here's what I want you to understand. We gave up 180 yards this season, right? Let's take the first game out of the equation. First game, the Rams, where we lost 20-17, a low-scoring game. So take 20 from 180. Can you do that? Go. Okay. So 20 from 180. That leaves 160. Right? Now, I know you guys don't have to do math anymore because everything's done on a calculator. But divide 160 by 4, and what do you come up with? What do you come up with? 40. 40 points. The last four games, the Dallas Cowboys have given up an average of 40 freaking points. Oh, we got more ladies up in here. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have E2 here tonight. I just have me. So I'm trying to. I don't know if you guys saw my video before, trying to show you guys everything that I have going on. I honestly have 5 computer screens, 2 cell phones that are all in front of me, along with a mixing board, a camera control board, and 2 keyboards.
Can't reach.
And I got different cameras that are working in here, and I got floodlights in my eyes, so I do miss a little bit. So forgive me. See, if I had Skywalker Steel joining me, make sure you check out Dallas Cowboys Network too. Shout out to the young gun. 40 points. 40 freaking points. Here's what's crazy. I want you guys to look at this. Seattle Seahawks. Mr. Antoine might. Yes, if we limit our turnovers, we'll be fine. No, but more so, let me, Mr. Antoine Wright, shout out to you for the money, buddy. I appreciate that. And you're right. Turnovers are key. And also, you're right about the time of possession. Those are both key, which is part of the problem of being pass happy. We got all these great weapons and everything else, and Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore. Let's just pass the ball. And the problem is the defense is on the field too long. But let me go back to my original point, and I'll come back to yours, Mr. Antoine. Shout out to you for the super chat. If the Seattle Seahawks, because this is the reason why this got me thinking was a troll. A troll ends up getting me thinking and gets my juices flowing because I want to go ahead and slap him in the face, okay? I literally want to slap him in the face when they say some stupid shit. They said, why would you pay Dak Prescott, who's an average quarterback? Russell Wilson's defense is the worst defense in football, yet he's 5-0. Worst defense giving up yards, but here's the big but. They've gotten 10 takeaways to our threes. 10 takeaways to our threes. That's 7 more opportunities for the offense. Also, Seattle's defense is giving up 27 points a game versus our 36. Here's the thing. Let's say Russell Wilson. And Antoine, you're right. Offensive turnovers, and it's, Dak's had 4, I think. Zeke's had a few. Tony Pollard's had one. We've had, I think, 10 turnovers, which is too many. Too many, especially with our defense only getting 3. However, let me go back to my original point. If Seattle gave up 40 points a game, they would have lost to the Falcons. They would have lost to New England. They would have lost to us. They would have lost to the Miami Dolphins, and they would have lost to the Minnesota Vikings. Let's say Kansas City. Let's say we just take our season average of 36 points that we're averaging giving up. Kansas City would have lost to the Houston Texans. Kansas City would have lost to the Chargers. Kansas City would have lost to the Baltimore Ravens. Kansas City would have lost to New England. Kansas City would have lost to the Raiders. Let me say that the most points that Kansas City has scored all season is 34 points. If you do not say, if your whole thing is the Cowboys are not winning because of Dak Prescott, you just need to smack yourself. I'm sorry. You really are missing the picture. Now, does Dak have some of the blame? Of course he does. You can't turn over the football. Does the coach have some of the blame? Because we're constantly passing the football too damn much. You've got to be balanced. We have to win. Here's where the Dallas Cowboys can change the narrative. Besides playing trashy teams, time of possession. We need to control the clock. It's great to go down there and score real quick when you need to, but the faster you score, the sooner your defense is out there and the longer your defense is out there. And that defense can't keep up. You've got to win the time of possession. And if you run the football, younger offensive linemen, it's easier to run block than it is to pass block. And if you can start running the football, if you can start getting Zeke in there to eat, then you start using more play action, and it ends up controlling the pace of the game. You understand what I'm saying? We have gotten to the point where we have abandoned Zeke Elliott as a runner. He's been getting quite a few touches in the passing game, but we have to get back to that. Now, Andy Dalton, he can hit the players. He can hit the players. But we need to slow it down for our defense. Because if we keep giving up 36 to 40 points a game, the offense is just not going to be able to do it. You're talking about having to be perfect. And the more times you pass the ball, the more times you're going to turn over the ball. People will say that, Tony Romo was a turnover machine. But when you look at those years that we would get Tony Onos, it's because we only relied on Tony Romo, because we kept throwing the football all the day. Shout out to you, Andy Dalton, okay? Yeah, you appreciate all the love. But when you throw the ball constantly and teams know that you're going to, 75% of the time you're going to throw the football, we're coming after you. We're going to try and get you. And the odds are the more you pass the ball, the more times you will turn it over. It's just that simple. So people look at it and say, Dak's got, 3 turnovers or whatever. Yeah, because we're lighting up the ball and throwing like 50 and 60 times a game. If you're only throwing the ball 30 times, Well, guess what? You're going to have less turnovers. So that's the first thing we got to do. The second thing we got to do is, no, I didn't get a haircut. Jay, no, listen, it's just got some conditioner. It's just wet, okay? Look, it's actually kind of cool for me because I've never had hair this long before, and I've never felt my hair before, but I can actually feel my hair if I shake it, okay? And so I'm letting it grow just to see what it'll do, okay? I don't know what it's going to do. I might get it. Heck, I might turn and get braids done or twists or something like that, okay? I might even get a ponytail. Maybe I'll get a mullet. How about that? Or maybe a mohawk. I don't know. I'm just going to let it grow for a little bit. You know, it's Corona. We got Corona going on, so just let me see what the hell happens with Gridiron Yuki. What's up? George, how you doing? Jeremy, Andy Dalton. Yep, it's me, bud. Mark, did we trade for a safety? Oh, that part too. Okay, no, we didn't, and I'll have that in just a second. Let me finish this whole thing here. Let me try and finish one thought. So, for our defense, if we can slow down the game, keep these guys fresh, and start getting some of these players back, we got a chance to get better. But understand, we just gave up 34 points to the Giants. Not real good. And when you think about how bad, I want you to think about how bad our division is. Oh, my God. Sometimes I need to just stop thinking because it just literally will depress you. Our division is so bad, there are teams out there that have more wins than our whole division. Think about that. Seattle has more wins than we have for the 4 teams in the NFC East. The wins that have come in the NFC East are the Washington team over the Eagles, Cowboys win over the Giants that are 0-5, our win over Atlanta that's 0-5, and the Eagles win over San Francisco with a third-string quarterback. Wow. That's just freaking insane. All right, so to the defense. The defense has got to find their groove. I think what you saw last week was actually D-Law getting better, not necessarily by physically being better, but by being better in the scheme. What they kept doing with D-Law was they kept switching him to the weak side. So instead of having to take on a tackle and a tight end that was chipping him, he was getting more one-on-one. When he got the strip sack, he was on the weak side, and he was able to just basically run past the tackle. That was scheme. That was a shout-out to the defensive coaching that put him in a position to win. Now, I don't know if Mike Nolan's system is going to work. We're hearing that it's too complex, that guys don't know what they're doing, that it's difficult. And it may be that it does work, and we just haven't had enough time to work with it to get better. And here's the thing that will be key on this team is we have got to get the ball. See, the coach has got to be literally saying to the team, this is what he's got to be saying to the team every time.
Get me the ball. You need the ball. Get me the ball.
Get me the ball.
Are you going to get me the ball?
Get me the ball. Get me the ball.
I hope he doesn't kill somebody.
Get me the this is what I need. I need you, coach. Tell them, get me the damn ball. Okay? Get me the ball. I'm going to let it. I'm going to let it. Well, I'm letting that slide. Let me flip over here because we got some questions about Justin Simmons.
Now that is all Madden team.
I'm the man. I'm the man. You got me the ball. I got you the ball. You got the ball. You got me the ball. You got me the ball.
I got you the ball. I got you the ball. All right. So
sit down now, Danny.
We had some rumors while I was on the road. And Mike Fisher, shout out to Mike Fisher. He's been on the channel a couple times and everything else. He's going to break it down for you exactly what happened with the Justin Simmons trade rumors. This is exactly what happened. Boom. Let me put on my headphones.
Mike Fisher reporting from the Star in Frisco as Dallas gets ready for a Monday night visit from the Arizona Cardinals and finds itself in the middle of the rumor mill.
Uh-oh.
This one has to do with Denver Broncos safety Justin Simmons, and this report starts with Bill Barnwell of ESPN and just his speculation. Wouldn't this be an interesting trade? And then it extends to an alleged social media message or text message from Simmons himself, the Broncos safety. Again, allegedly him.
Allegedly.
Saying, Mile High is great, but the Star is a different level. And that adds fuel to the fire of this idea that, in addition to the fact that the Cowboys obviously have safety problems, that there is some sort of a trade going on or conversation brewing between John Elway of the Broncos and the Joneses, of course, here at the Star and the Cowboys. Stop. I just got off the phone with a source. No, there's not Cowboys' interest in Justin Simmons. No, they haven't even had that conversation. And here's the reasons why. It's not that the Cowboys don't have problems at safety. Rattle off all the guys that they've either examined as partners for Xavier Woods back there, or guys that they never got to, or guys that they've tried to play at safety and hasn't worked. That list, I guess, would start with Jeff Heath, who departed, then a flirtation with Jamal Adams, then a flirtation, long one, with Earl Thomas. That's probably done. Then the elevation and the signing of Clinton Dix. Then goodbye to him. Stop me when you start to realize that this has been changing safeties like most of us change underwear. Along comes Darian Thompson, and then he's benched in favor of Donovan Wilson. And then in the Week 5 win over the Giants, in comes Stephen Parker? Stephen Parker off the practice squad, and he gets a third of the snaps in the win over the Giants. That's Christy Scales, by the way, holding up my cue cards because I admit it, I did not have Stephen Parker completely etched into my brain. And so that's 5 or 6 guys that the Cowboys have gone through, either thought about or played at safety in search of. But no, the Justin Simmons thing, my source telling me, is not a story. It's not going to happen. The conversation hasn't
great talk.
happened. And the reasons why, well, there's
Robert
about 12
Dre.
reasons why. He's under the franchise tag in Denver. That's $11.441 million for a safety. If he gets tagged next year, that's $13.7 million. The Cowboys have traditionally not valued safety, and they will argue, well, we will value it at the right price, at the right time, in the right place. But Justin Simmons, who was very good last year, isn't playing well this year. He isn't playing like a $12 million player. So it's not that Barnwell's idea of, well, what if you give up a pick for him? In fact, Barnwell suggested a 2 and a 4. That's not necessarily the obstacle. The 2 obstacles are, 1, he's not worth $12 million under any circumstance. And 2, he's not playing well enough to be worth $12 million in our circumstance. So there's the truth on the rumor of the Cowboys and the Broncos and safety Justin Simmons and the trade that these two teams do not plan on
to have happen.
Fish out.
All right, so shout out to Mike Fisher on that one. That's the rumor, because I got back, I've been on the road. I had to drive down the road, take care of a garbage disposal that was clogged up and a leak that was in a wall, and change furnace filters and stuff. And I'm coming back home, and I get home and I hear people, there's rumors the Cowboys are trading for a safety. It's like, oh my God. The safety talk on the Dallas Cowboys. You know what's crazy? I'm old. And I hate change, okay? When you get old, you hate things that are different, okay? I had my red truck. Y'all remember my big red truck, okay? I miss Big Red one. I miss Big Red. But Jet's got Big Red. And it was crazy because he sent me a Marco Polo, and when he was looking out, I recognized that mirror. I felt like I was sitting in my truck. But that truck I bought in 2005. It had AM, FM radio, and it had a CD player in it. I don't think I've ever owned a CD, so I never actually put a CD in it, okay? And because the truck has almost 300,000 miles on it, it was time to get something else because I do a lot of driving back and forth on the road, and it literally sucks up the gas. Have you ever had a vehicle that when you fill up the gas tank, you can literally see the needle moving and going down? It's 36-gallon tank, and I would only get like 400 miles out of it. So if I go to Waynesboro and come back, I'm down to a quarter of a tank. So you literally, there's Miss Jackie. Hey, Miss Jackie, how you doing? So I got me another truck. It's an F-250. It's used because I'm not spending a whole bunch of money on a new truck that's all of a sudden, when it's new, I buy it now. It's a used truck, and I just lost, 25% of the value. I'm not doing that, okay? I'm just cheap like that. And it was hard for me to finally get another truck. But this truck, it's got modern technology. It's got satellite radio on it. And so today I got serious on that thing. So I got ESPN, I got Fox Sport 1. I didn't want to listen to Skip. I was like, no, I'm not listening to Skip. Then I went on to ESPN. ESPN had, I can't remember who was on ESPN. But then I went to NFL radio. And you know who they had actually talking from the Raiders? This is how crazy this is. Why is it whenever a Dallas Cowboy defensive back leaves that they play well everywhere else? They were literally interviewing Jeff Heath on NFL radio. Jeff freaking Heath, who was here. The problem with Cowboy fans are, get him out of here. They're a bum. We need somebody else. We're forever trying to trash somebody. We're always trying to get rid of it. Taco Charlton, he's a bum, man. Get him out of here, man. He's a bust. Get him. A wasted pick. He goes to Miami. He has the same amount of sacks as D-Law. Goes to Kansas City. Got more sacks than D-Law. And the same number of forced fumbles. Right? Why is it we always see guys that leave here? We're always coveting other people from other places instead of trying to develop the talent that we have here. When you look at Kansas City's team that had, 4 or 5 guys on their Super Bowl defense starting that now have rings that were here, doesn't that make you go, the fuck? To see that our linebacker coach is in Indianapolis with the #1 defense? To see a guy who couldn't stay healthy on the field like Morris Claiborne get a ring with Kansas City? To see a guy who, Terrence Williams, played till, he's almost as old as me for multiple teams. Doesn't that drive you crazy? Here it is. We ready. Oh, man, get Earl Thomas. Okay. No. Let's go get Simmons over here. Let's trade for that guy. We'll go through, and we had a guy who was actually playing, he wasn't good enough for us. So we say, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Shout out to Fred Dean, man, too, right? And Von McClure. Fred Dean, man. Here's what's crazy, Gridiron. Oh, my God, man. See, I remember Fred Dean playing for the 49ers and stuff, winning those 2 Super Bowls and things. This is one of those things, Gridiron, that, last weekend was my birthday. I don't like to celebrate birthdays, man. I don't like to celebrate birthdays because I realize how old I am. You guys look and say, oh, well, he was 68 years old. He was old. Well, guys, I sat out here in my fire pit, and I don't know if it was foreshadowing or not, but I told you guys the average life expectancy for a black man, average, that means some will live longer, some will live shorter, is 68. I'm 55. He's only 13 years older than me. So that's why I live every day like it's my last. That's why I tell my kids, I come in here, I do my fireside chat. I say, good night, Mike. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope. I love you. Every day I text my daughter, how you doing? Because I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. This stuff's crazy. We losing treasures. So that's where you got to be careful. You got to, make the most of every day and every opportunity. So I'm sorry I didn't mean to get, reflective there. But when you start getting old and cranky like me, Zeke, I hope so. I hope so, but there's no guarantees on that. So Jeff Heath, I'm just like, Jeff Heath's a star now? Wait, it's like Jeff Heath's a star. Jeff Heath is being interviewed like on NFL Network, and he's a star, and he's a great player, and we ain't got a safety. We ain't got a safety. Holy moly. It drives you crazy. It drives you crazy. Danny, see, you know what? There's a couple things I can count on. The sun coming up in the morning and my man Danny coming in. Danny's cool. What? Oh, okay. Now, let me make something clear to my moderators. To my moderators now. Okay, moderators, I love y'all. I appreciate all the work you guys do. It's hard. It's hard taking care of some of these guys, but don't be too quick with the trigger. Unless it's like personal attack. And I understand they're gonna come in and say Cowboys stink and all. It's okay. It's okay. They are free to have an opinion. Okay. You know, if they're saying, you know, I'm happy that Dak Prescott got his leg broken, get their ass out of here. Get their ass out of here, okay? But, you know, we don't want to have just everybody that agrees with us. You've got to be able to look at different thoughts that are out there. This is the problem with our country right now. People, if they don't agree with you, you won't even talk to them and get to know them. You know, Danny, right here, I'm talking about my man Danny. Danny is an Eagle fan. You know, I hate the Eagles. Yeah, I hate them. But he's cool people. He's cool people. He'll talk bad about my team. I'll talk bad about his team. But we can have a conversation. So don't be too quick with them. You know, now, like I said, if they're just an asshole just to be an asshole, they're spamming, they're putting porn links and stuff, get them. Go, feel free. Have at it. Let them go. But I actually, my wife will tell you I talk too much. That's why YouTube is great. You know, when my kids were a little bit younger and things, I would start going into Mark Speak, and the kids would roll their eyes like, oh, Lord, here he goes again. My wife, too. She'll tune me out. That's why YouTube is great, because you guys haven't heard all of it. So I can get it all out of my system now. So I will talk and talk and talk. But I will literally talk to anybody. And I will get myself out of my comfort zone and talk to somebody that maybe I look at and say, maybe I should stay away from that person. And what you'll find out is you'll have more things in common with that person that you look at and say, hell no, than you don't. And I guarantee you, if all of us did that and got out of our comfort zone, we'd be a better country. E2 is being E2 daddy. He's got his beautiful baby boy. He's out there changing them stinky diapers. Okay, you know what? I'm hoping right now that E2's there opening up that diaper and he's got the green smelly poo. You know what I mean? You know when you get you just want to get yeah. You know, it's kind of fun when you first have the kids and it's like, oh, the baby got the little poo. But when they get a little bit older, that green poo, I'm telling you, that stuff is crude. I'd say it's crap. It's beyond crap. Crap would be like fragrant. It would be better than that crap that's in there. But anyway, I joke. But honestly, though, we got too much hate that's going on. So let's try and work together, moderators. Let's let them get their, it's like Eagles poo. There you go. Mike J, what's up? You know, let's let people have their opinion and stuff. And maybe we can come to, you know, an agreement. Maybe we can see both sides of the equation and become friends. Because see, when I grew up, and this is still in me because of my parents. Miss Jackie, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the video for my parents. I am so blessed to still have them. And I want to do more things with my parents because they're not always going to be here. I hate to even think about that, but I've more than had my share with my. But for me, once it's out on the internet, oh no, Miss Jackie, if it's like I said, if it's a personal attack just to be, you know, if they're saying, well, Dak's not as good as you think it is, that's one thing. But I'm saying, or if they're saying, you know, I'm glad he's hurt, you know the difference. You know Miss Jackie, you know the difference. You know what I'm saying. You haven't been one of the problems with the moderators and stuff on that, but things on the internet live forever. I wish the internet had been around when I was younger for a lot of people that were near and dear to me. George, my thoughts and prayers. I'm sorry that you lost your father Like you said, I know I'm blessed to still have them. And that's why I'm trying to tell people, when you say it's just old people that get it and go, that like it's no big deal. Well, it's a big deal to me, okay? It's a big deal to Fred Dean and his people, okay? So understand, it's bigger than just you, is what I'm trying to say. We don't need. Oh no, Okay, now Orlando Scandrick is the exception to the rule. Or saying Orlando didn't do great things when he left here. Okay, Orlando did not, other than trash the Eagles. He did trash the Eagles, so I guess we can give him that one. Sherry. Is it lady's name? Welcome to the channel, Sherry. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. Even as an Eagle fan, I'm wishing Dak Prescott a speedy recovery. And see, have you guys seen the little kid with the glasses? The Eagle fan? That little kid has more sense than most fans out there, because he was actually like, I wish him to get. I mean, that was heartfelt, and I had so many Eagle fans show that video to me, basically to try and tell me that we're not all assholes. That's why I think they did it. Jesse, I'm sorry you lost your mother, man. I know that's hard. Your friends are Chiefs fans? We need David Irving. Okay, that was the next subject I was going to come to, Ants. David Irving. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with David Irving. David Irving was a freak. David Irving, his size, his length, his ability, the way he could gather himself, he had ability. What he didn't have was desire. The question you have to ask, Mark, don't talk to EDP ever. He made fun of Dak. Here's the thing that's crazy. There's two worlds out there. Okay, I want you to understand there's two worlds out there. There's social media and then there's real life. You know how when you go on Instagram and you look at these pictures of these women and it's just like there's not a flaw. The skin is just like perfect. The hair, the body, the curve. Oh my! It's just like pat out. You're like, wow. But that shit's not real. That is made up. That is filters. That is me cropping, pitching, doing the lighting and everything else. Real life, Gina Thorne. Uh-oh. You look at that and it's like, oh my God, that's the dream. That's the fantasy. That's incredible. That is perfection. And ladies, one thing, ladies, can I say something, ladies? What's up with the fake eyelashes that are like 6 inches long? Seriously, what's up with that? That shit, I don't know how you keep your eyes open with that. I'm sorry, it looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. And see, I'm glad that I'm married and I have my wonderful wife, and I know in the morning when I wake up, I know what she's going to look like. This stuff, if I had to date now, you don't know what, by the time they take the lashes off and the push-up bra and the weave and you don't know what the heck you got. But anyway, back to what I was saying. There's all of that, which is not reality. And then there's reality. What you see on here does not necessarily mean what a person thinks. It's done for reactions. If you're doing this, the bottom line is you're trying to get people to click. Some people do it by doing funny stuff. Some people do it for shocks. Because, there's a YouTuber out there. He's a big YouTuber, but not a big YouTuber, if you know what I mean. And his whole thing is trash that. And that's his thing. I don't know if he really believes that, but he realizes that people click because he's a big Cowboys YouTuber that just constantly is trashing and yelling and screaming. That's his thing. EDP is about shocking you. That's his thing. You actually talk to EDP, he's a lot different than what you would expect. As you'll find out with most people when you meet them in real life, they're a lot different than what you see out on social media, with the exception of me. What you get, bro, listen, Okay, with the exception of tonight's tonight, y'all thought I cut my hair. No, it's not. Look, this shit is still is long. Look, it's long. It ain't cut. Oh, okay. Let me get my prints on. Okay. I just wetted it, put a little conditioner in it. Okay, so I'm not going to condemn him for that. I would say, bro, I tell him that you're wrong. I'd say, bro, man, that's just not right. But there's real life, and then there's social media. Skip Bayless is now, I don't know if Skip Bayless is anti-Dak as much as he realizes this is a way I can get people to watch because my numbers have been going down. I'm trying to get out there like First Take, and my numbers aren't there. If I go ahead and talk bad about Dak, Cowboy fans are going to get up in arms. They're going to talk about me, and they're going to pass it on. You know, Miss Jackie's going to say, listen to this asshole right here, and send me the link. I'm going to watch it, and now all of a sudden, we're going to get it. Doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is. Dan Orlovsky admitted that, when I did my list, I didn't put Carson Wentz up on their top as one of the top 5 quarterbacks because I know it'll get people to watch. It's not real. That's why what I'd say when my man Skywalker Steele, shout out to Skywalker Steele, when he was here, I said, you got to understand, ESPN, they are a general practitioner. They touch a little bit of everything. They're trying to get everybody to just kind of watch. But you need to go to a specialist, and that's why you go to a Dallas Cowboy YouTuber and things. You go to us because we're going to be focusing in on the Dallas Cowboys. That doesn't mean that we get it all right or anything else, because nobody gets it all right. Nobody gets it all right. But you're going to get people that look deeper into it, and as opposed to being handed, here's the script, here's what we want you to talk about, you're getting my personal thoughts. You're getting Law Nation's personal thoughts. You're getting Big Game James' personal thoughts, or Skywalker Steele's, or Michael Anthony's. You're getting realness when you come and watch something like this. The talking heads play characters. Danny, they do. They do. And it's kind of funny because I was talking with Skywalker. I've been talking a whole lot tonight about Skywalker Steele. Skywalker Steele is kind of like an old soul. I don't know if you ever heard that before. An old soul is kind of like a young person, but they kind of think old. I used to be an old soul before I got old because most of my people I really related to were like older people. Alex Lucas is like 85 years old. He was like my best buddy. And, it used to be I was a young guy and you're hanging out with the old guy. Yeah. Well, now I'm just one of those old guys, so I can't be an old soul. I'm just old. But Skywalker is kind of that same kind of old soul. He got the baby face. I wish I had a baby face, but black don't crack. And he's like, man, I like the way you do your set because it's like the realness. It's like that and stuff. He's like, I don't like green screen stuff. It's like, oh, you're speaking my language. And I was, we were talking about, hey, well, we should try and do some different live streaming stuff. And said, try and maybe develop a show. And I said, the show that I truly used to really love, and I was actually on the set there. Joe Boo was on there in between Tony Kornheiser and, God, why can't, God, I'm having a senior moment here. Damn. I'm literally having a senior moment here. But we had him on the set. I got to actually watch the filming of the show. And I said, PTI was the show that launched all of these shows. From First Take to Speak for Yourself, First Things First, because it was 2 guys giving their opinion, having a discussion. Now they've taken it to a whole nother level where they mixed it in with Jerry Springer, and it just got ugly. But I like the idea of taking 2 sides of a disagreement without trying to be ugly. So back to our Dallas Cowboys. We know the Cowboys aren't signing anybody. If the Cowboys were going to sign somebody, they would have already done it. Trade deadline's coming up soon. They're not trading for anybody. This is the team we have. Maybe we get Randy Gregory back and he plays lights out. Maybe Banderell stays healthy. Maybe a Woozy comes through. But and maybe we'll sign a practice squad player here or there. But we're not going to make any major moves. You can just forget that. The Cowboys are looking at it like, this is what we got. We're going to go through the season, and we're just going to basically use this as like a red shirt season. We got Mike McCarthy here who's new. We got Mike Nolan. We're going to evaluate the guys we have. If we can win, we can win. That's great. But we're trying to set ourselves up for the future. And we don't want to just make a knee-jerk reaction trying to do something that's not going to get us a Super Bowl. I don't want to say this. But you can't honestly look at the way our team is right now and say, push all the chips in right now. Sell the future out right now because we got a team that can go to the Super Bowl. Because if you're making a trade for somebody like Simmons, you are actually mortgaging the future. If you're going to pay a whole bunch of money right now, you're mortgaging the future. And right now, you want to figure out who are the guys. Because, see, we have to get past this mentality of we got to win it this year. It'd be great if we did, but right now, there's a lot of teams playing really good in the NFC. Green Bay's playing real good. You look at the Rams, they're playing real good. Seattle's playing real good. A safety is not going to get us on the level of those guys right now with the amount of injuries we have. So the best thing you can do is play out this season, find out who are the guys that fit our system. If we can win our division and go to the playoffs, hallelujah, that's icing on the cake. But we got 4 compensatory picks next year along with the other picks. Let's figure out the pieces that we need to build a championship and get that window going. Andy has better pocket awareness. Let me see, when I do this, people are going to say I'm trying to trash Dak, but I'm not going to trash Dak. What I'm trying to do, when I tell people realistic statistics, they'll say, oh, well, you're just trying to trash him so you can elevate Dak Prescott. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm putting out there realistic expectations, okay? Stop getting it in your head that all of a sudden an offense that's putting up, 450 yards plus, 3 weeks in a row, something that's never happened in football, that all of a sudden Andy Dalton's going to do better than that. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. It's not even realistic, okay? Lower your damn expectations. Lower them. Because if you don't, you're going to be pissed off come, next week or two when all of a sudden, we're throwing for 250, 300 yards. Stop this. Let's see what happens. Because here's the thing. The Colin Cowboy turds are out here saying, well, don't expect any drop-off with Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton's a great quarterback. You look at his first 4 years versus Dak Prescott's, they're very similar numbers. Okay, true. They went to the playoffs 4 years in a row, 0-4. Andy Dalton in the playoffs, 1 TD, 6 interceptions in 4 games. Okay? I'm not trying to trash my quarterback, but I want you to understand what you have, okay? Can Andy Dalton do it? Yes. Because here's the thing. For some reason, you guys always think that, quarterback throws for 450 yards, gets, 50 touchdowns, in a season and doesn't ever throw an interception. Guys, quarterbacks throw interceptions. Quarterbacks have fumbles. Quarterbacks have bad plays. Quarterbacks miss wide receivers. Cowboy fans, you rate everybody on an unimaginable scale that does not exist. Your standards, nobody could fit. Andy Dalton, good quarterback, but he's not going to be Joe Montana in his heyday. As Colin Cowherd talks about how good Andy Dalton was his first 4 years, if we start looking at the other years, and I know what you're going to say, well, he didn't have that talent. Well, he doesn't have the offense. He's probably got about the same offensive line right now. He probably has the same offensive line. But 2016, 18 TDs, 8 interceptions. 2017, 25 TDs, 12 interceptions. 2018, 21 TDs, 11 interceptions. 2019, 16 TDs, 14 interceptions. Always a lady. Boom. Oh, what a night. What's up, Always a Lady? So stop with this whole thing, because the most loved player on any roster is the backup. And I can guarantee you by halftime, there are going to be people calling for Ben DiNucci. You know, man, get Andy Dalton out of here, man. Let's do Ben DiNucci, man. He's great. You see him play at JMU. I can guarantee you. I will put money on that one. Because as Cowboy fans, we always want somebody else. We ran Taco out of here and said, oh, no, he's a bum. Get him out of here. And he's doing good things. We ran Jeff Heath out of here. And you see him making plays with the Raiders. You understand? You guys always want somebody else. One bad play. The first game of the season, y'all were ready. Get Mike McCarthy out here. Bring Jason Garrett back. I was like, we ain't even got through the first quarter of the first game. What the? Relax, man. Relax. El Boogie, yeah, right. Sometimes, let's look at some of the ones that used to happen in Dak's early years. I mean, we had Terrence Williams, the invasion of the body catcher, who was always letting the ball bounce off his body, bounce up in the air, and they always get it. JMU has a lesser conference. He's better ball because he was no good. Well, Montana 808. Well, it used to be called Division 1AA, okay? That's what we used to call it, which was, Division 1A, and then AA was the next step down, and then it was Division 2, Division 3, okay? I'm still old, still stuck on that, okay? But Carson Wentz with North Dakota, you know that North Dakota State and JMU actually played in the Division 1AA National Championship, where Ben DiNucci played. Oh, Zeke fan, yeah, we still have it. So it's actually not me. That's actually Michael Anthony Fitness and Philly 500. This is the first night that we haven't actually said anything about Philly. We actually, wow. I forgot all about Philly 500.
He looked great. He looked like Miles Sanders. He looked great. Now, the one thing that may come from Miles Sanders' injury, which is a hamstring injury, which kept him out of a lot of the OTAs and minicamp last year. What the hell that door just shut for? Did you hear that? A shut door just opened and shut. Nobody's around. What the hell's going on around here? Anyways, I'm sorry. I got fires. I got power shutting off all around me. I got ghosts running around my house. What the hell's going on? Anyways, so it's got to be more Holmes than that stupid Joe Bulldog. That's what I think it is. Because that Joe Bulldog, I'm chopping its head off this year. I don't care how evil it is. I will come with the power of God, baby. And I am chopping its head off. Now, so you can't scare me. It's all true.
Tony Urban, did I love Eli? The fuck? What are you talking about? I need to watch The Replacements. Oh, that's my movie, man. That's one of those great movies. Joe Boo is in the house. Cowboys fan need to be patient. And that's the thing, man. Listen, I survived the Jason Garrett era, okay? But here's what I was sitting here thinking. You know how crazy this year? This year is like it's just just bass backwards, right? So I was seeing earlier that Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffries are both out again this week for the Eagles. The Eagles, how is it that everybody on the Eagles, and I mean everybody on the Eagles, is getting hurt but Carson Wentz? Is that crazy or what? It's like it's all reversed. And here it is, Dak Prescott, the guy who never gets hurt, he's hurt. I just don't, I mean, literally everybody on the Eagles is getting hurt but Carson Wentz. All right, so we kid as we love. I'm sorry, Ben DiNucci was trash at University of Pittsburgh. Yeah, but hey, Montana, but he had 2 years then after that he played at JMU and played really, really good, playing in the national championship 2 years in a row. So, players get better with time. Now, but believe me, I'm not ready to say, hey, I'm ready for him to start in the NFL, okay? Yeah. You feel like Danny Dimes might be... Oh, Danny Dimes. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Are you stupid or something? Honestly,
Danny Dimes is the best quarterback in the division. Come on.
Are you crazy?
Man, put that.
Or just plain stupid?
Put that.
Stupid is stupid does, Miss Blue.
I guess.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Put down the crack.
Stupid is stupid does, sir.
Seriously, man. You think that? Come on, man. Come on. You look. You couldn't even keep it straight with that. You couldn't even keep a straight face with that. Come on, man. Danny Dimes, get the. Oh my God. Wow. You know what? Broke ass Danny Dimes. Come on, man. And you know what, William? He could be. And you know what? I'd be happy for him. But see, here's what Nick Foles had going for him, though. William, he had a great offensive line. He had a great defense. And he didn't have to put up 300-plus yards every week. He actually, this is credit to the Eagles organization for that year. That was the perfect year for them. Look at the numbers and statistics. He didn't have to throw 300, 400 yards to win games. His defense got them the ball. They could run the football. He could turn that team, and he could run it capably. That was the difference. Right now, you can't. Nick Foles is not winning the Super Bowl with our defense. Russell Wilson's not winning the Super Bowl with our defense. Ain't nobody winning the Super Bowl with our defense and lack of offensive line. It's just not going to happen. Now, Andy Dalton, hey, he's playing with house money right now. He's auditioning for next year, either with the Cowboys or for somebody else. And here's the thing that's crazy, and we're actually in overtime now, so shout out to having a little overtime here. I appreciate you guys hanging tight with me because I know I get boring after a while. But have you noticed how offense is evolving? Have you noticed how what used to be is no more when it comes to quarterbacks? Why do you think he was let go? Andy Dalton. Why do you think Tom Brady was kind of let go? Why do you think Phillip Rivers was let go? And when you look at how New England played with a Cam Newton, when Cam Newton has been playing for New England, their offense has been more productive. Have you noticed that? The problem for New England has been that Cam had COVID and missed some games. Their offense plays better because it adds a whole nother element to it. Right now, Phillip Rivers, they're thinking about Jacoby Brissett over Phillip Rivers. It's not a matter of Phillip Rivers can't throw the ball in the pocket, but you need as many weapons as possible. You need different threats. Play action has now become a major effect, and teams that are able to do play action are getting major yards. Why? Because it makes the defense not know what you're going to do. Traditional drop back passers that can't move are being left on the wayside. Joe Flacco, Super Bowl quarterback, now is a journeyman. Couldn't start for Denver. Understand, Denver, that's been in a quarterback desert since Manning retired. Let go. All of these quarterbacks, you have to understand, it's a new era. Andy Dalton is that's the kind of quarterback he is. He's a pocket passer. He's not your Lamar Jackson. He's not your Russell Wilson. He's not your quarterback that you can say, there's a run pass option here. This is where the game is evolving, and it's evolving right in front of us. That's not to say that Andy Dalton won't be successful this year, but it changes. River has never lost to Dallas, right? I give him credit. Well, that may be true. I don't know if he has or has not. That may be true. Dimes had 24 TDs last year. That's great. Yeah, but Tyson, he also had 19 fumbles. 19 fumbles, dude. Juan Cruz, what's up, man? Juan, thank you very much. Everybody who did Super Chat tonight, I'm going to go back through after the show. I'll write them down, put them in there. I just didn't want to lose the flow because I didn't have E2 Blue here, and I got all this stuff to run up in here. But I appreciate all the Super Chats. I appreciate all the ladies coming in. I appreciate all you fans. Now, let me say again, one last time here before we get ready to get up out of here so I can go spend some time with my wife because I need to go upstairs and say, hey, honey, it's... And she'll give me the whatever. The whatever look. Okay. If you're a channel member like Cowboys Up North, if you're a channel member like Bone Crusher 1970, if you're a channel member like Miss Jackie, what's up, Miss Jackie? Or if you're a channel member like Miss Anita Applebaum, boom. Make sure you go to the channel, what do you call the damn channel thing? Damn, I'm having brain farts like crazy. The community tab, or like Zeke fan, okay? Make sure you go to the community tab because there's a link just for, or like Omar, okay? Go to the community tab there, read that thing, and do it. I got something that you need to do that's going to be really, really cool and really, really special, okay? So read that, follow the directions, and Stuart, you do that too. And Renee Ramirez, you do the same thing, okay, Renee? So send me that little video clip back on it because I got to put that together tomorrow. And like Tony, and Juan, I know Juan already sent his in. So we can take care of this because it's going to get given to somebody over the weekend. So I want to get this thing done. I'm going to do it tomorrow after I go to DC and take care of the plant box and stuff. So hopefully, here's our opportunity. I'm gonna keep on talking for a few more minutes, okay? I'm gonna keep defecating here on the microphone, okay? This season is not the season that we wanted. In fact, this year is not the year that we wanted, okay? This year started out with me at the Super Bowl in Miami, and, everything was okay in the world, and all of a sudden the whole world went upside down. And over 200 and almost 20,000 people have died from a virus that we never heard of before. We've got millions of people that are unemployed, and I'm sitting here worried about football, which is crazy. But this season, with all the injuries being shortened and players testing positive for corona, it's not the year that we wanted, but it's the year that we got. The season is not over. I say that the Cowboys really, what they should do is just play out the string. Don't make crazy moves that are going to hamstring you in the future. Don't say, let me just go ahead and sign an Earl Thomas for a whole bunch of money because we think that's going to change, because it's not going to be enough to get us to a Super Bowl. But we still have a chance with this season. You look at New England, who has been stunned because Cam Newton got COVID. He missed a couple of games that they're not doing well in. You don't know what's going to happen to other teams. And you have a chance right now. You got the Cardinals. You get a win there. You got the Washington franchise. If you get a win there, you got the Eagles. If you get a win there, you'll actually set yourself in position to be able to win your division, which would be great. So this all starts Monday night. Right now, Andy Dalton is our quarterback. Let's get behind him. Let's see what we're going to see. Don't put expectation on him and say, oh, we're not going to skip a beat. Let's just see what we're going to see. Let's just see what we're going to see. If we get a win, I'm going to be happy as can be. If we get a loss, I'm going to be mad. but I'm going to still be a Dallas Cowboy fan. And I've had some people that say, you're not a Dallas Cowboy fan. You're only a Dak Prescott fan. He's like, you know what? Don't assume shit about me. Don't ever assume shit about me because you don't know what's in my head. Hell, I don't even know what's in my head. I have been a Dallas Cowboy fan that has seen quarterbacks come and quarterbacks go. And I will always be a Dallas Cowboy fan, regardless. And don't you ever come into my house. This is my house. You're welcome to come into my house, but don't ever come into my house and disrespect me because I would not come into yours and disrespect you. Mark ignores me. Guess I'm not here even though I'm here. What are you talking about, Philadelphia? You and Danny are like the sun coming up every morning. Just like every live stream, you're here. Let me go ahead. The Philadelphia. There you go. There you go. All right. We know you here. Here. Let me give you, Philadelphia, since you think I ignored you, let me give you a little treat here. Okay. Just a little treat just for you. Okay. Just for you, Philadelphia, because you thought I ignored you. Renee, thank you for the super chat. Here you go. Here you go.
I fire Howard. Fucking fire him. Motherfucker! Stupid motherfucker! What an idiot! What an idiot! Dallas has Amari Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver. Are you kidding me? I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass. He's stupid. I fire his ass. I fire his ass. I mean, Howie's got to be stupid. What are you doing? You just let Dallas take him. You.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
There you go, Philadelphia. Are you happy now?
Is this
Are
not
you
why
happy
you're
I showed
here?
you some love? Okay. All right. So to answer your question, if you can get the clip in there by 12 o'clock, okay? Oh, my God. Yeah, Danny, was he wrong or what, Danny? Jefferson, I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass. Justin Jefferson is like one of the top receivers in the NFL. Goes to show you how much Philly 500 really doesn't know. But anyway, I appreciate everybody being in here. Get your shot glass ready. And I sent out a whole lot of shot glasses. And I have not seen the pictures from you guys. Get those pictures to me so we can get you added to the video. In fact, if you see Law Nation, say, hey, Law, where's your picture? Where's your picture, buddy? Because he just got his package yesterday. All my troubles seem so far. I'm sorry. You know what happens to me, right? I've been hit in the head so many times. It's kind of like you have to be old to understand this reference, okay? But we used to have record players, okay? Before you had MP3s, okay? Or before you actually had digital music where you just go ahead, Spotify. And FYI, we actually have a podcast now, okay? We got a podcast, Jobu Sports Report. We're on Spotify. And we're going to start doing a daily podcast. But anyway, I digress. You have to be old to understand this. But before, you had Spotify and MP3 players and iPads or iMusic and all that. You know what I'm talking about. And before you had CDs, we had record players. And the record players was a round plastic disc that had little grooves all in that thing, right? And it actually had a needle. That's right, a needle that rode between the grooves that picked up the sound. And what would happen is, like, I'd be DJing a little party, we have our grain punch up in there. We got, a couple of kegs of beer and everything. Everybody having a nice little party. And you're sitting there playing records and everything, right? And then somebody bumps into the table and it skips. So you're playing one song and it skips to the next. That's what happens with my brain. I'll sit here and talk about something and all of a sudden I skip on to something else. I think it's from playing special teams. Being a wedge buster and literally going head first, I think it's literally my brain is just like, it's like I said, if you know what I'm talking about, when the record skips, that's what happens to my brain. Yeah, vinyl. Oh my God, right? Like that's where the scratching came from. Itching for a scratch. Went to the doctor, said, "Help me, please." He just shook his head and said to me, "You're in trouble, son. I know for sure, because what you got there ain't no cure. So take this beat, go home and go home and scratch. Stay away from me, because it's easy to catch, because I'm itching for a scratch." I really wish I could play like old school rap, because see, you guys don't know you don't know what you're missing. All right, get your shot glass ready. All right, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, man. And make sure, listen, if this pandemic hasn't taught you anything, it is that you need to let people know how you feel about it. And I love all you guys. Peace out. Be safe out there, and I'll see you.